Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It is Kyle Deal, and I'm here to talk to you about a ticker. We're actually going to talk about BMXC this time around. I briefly talked about this stock 2 or 3 days ago, and as time has gone on over those couple of days, we have of course received a couple of new emails, and of course we have actually gone up in price per share. Now, I did a lot of thinking about this stock last night on my own, and I didn't share any of this information with anybody but myself. But I think after what I learned from discussing with myself, I think it's worth talking to you guys about this. I want to see how you guys feel. So here is what this is an email that just came in, that just came in on on Twitter from my friend Lipster again. He is the one who's constantly getting these emails. He's been sending them really on top of the company, making sure that we get answers. If we have questions, we get the answers. It's not a big deal. Um, and he's been doing a really good job of that. But anyway, to cut to the chase, this is the email that he received. This came out. Um, I I had this email in my photo library back on Friday, so he of course has had this for a while, and now we are sharing this with everybody. Um, so of course he mentioned that there was still dilution going on. He was not sure when or if it was ever going to stop, and of course the administration, the investor relations, got back to him and said the percentage of note outstanding is reducing daily. We expect it will continue to reduce, especially this coming week, which is this week coming for the 9th up through the 13th, I think. Um, we expect it will continue to reduce, especially this coming week. The company the company do believe the current note outstanding will have no significant impact on the stock. We do hope shareholders buying or sell same day will hold in order to take full advantage of the company's growth. We expect to provide detailed marketing updates shortly. Meanwhile, you can of course follow them on their Twitter, BMXC. Now, this is why this is a big deal, guys. I think that the CEO, who of course she runs another company, I think it's a financial company somewhere else. It does like 18. It did like eight. I want to say like 8 or 4 or 8 billion last year in gross profit. And of course, I mean, I don't think she would say, this company is not going to be worth it if people are just selling right now. I don't think she would say that. So because of that, I'm going to assume that she thinks this price per share can go up higher than what it is, of course, right now at 0072. Now, here's why I think this is a big, big thing to talk about. Um, we have the situation going on where the price per share is currently at 0072. The last time this happened, it went all the way up to um, one penny 05. So 0105, and then we came all the way back down to I believe we got all the way back down to like 0048 or something like that. But we hovered around the 50s. We've been trading the 50s to 60s, and now we're up to 70s again over about a 2 week time period. Now, the reason why this is important is because we have not gotten the we have not received we have not had any penny stock traders come in and pick this up as I know of. Now, Stock Gurus on Twitter, who has over, I believe it's like 24,000 followers, did pick this up, and we did get moving, and that was what took us to a penny, I believe. You also do have to keep in mind, GLID is on here, GLED, is on this stock, and they are bidding for like sub-zero 50s, I believe. With that being said, they do believe this company's going to where we all think it's going. Now, this is where I talked to myself, and I figured this out, and I think this makes a lot of sense. I think that this company will be going back to the 20-30 cent range. Now, I've said that for a while, and I know a lot of people have thought I've been crazy about that. The truth of the matter is, if we get picked up by the penny stock trader people, and we start going higher, once we get past that 2.5 cent range, that gap, I think we could go all the way up to 10, 20 cents, and then the 20 cent gap, and I think by that point we're going to have a lot of traders getting us back up to where they can see this, and the chart really helps us out a lot. The chart is gorgeous. It shows a huge, huge gap period from where it fell off that reverse split news that there was going to be a reverse split. Well, when the investor interest came back in, and Lipster and a couple of other people got a hold of the company, and we found out there was no reverse split coming, then the price per share rocketed back up to where it was. So with that being said, I do believe that as time goes on over the next week or so, I think this week, this is where I wanted to talk about. I think this will not be our week. I think this will be a week for getting the price per share up to around the 90 range. I think Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm thinking more likely Thursday and Friday, we will probably pull back. And I'm thinking that will happen just because market makers want some cheapies, or some other traders really want some cheapies. So they're going to pull back. They're probably going to manipulate the bid, and people are going to make more money off that. Now, of course, I do recommend taking advantage of that if it does happen, because I know I will be, because I was meaning to load back up on this. But I really do believe anything underneath a penny right now is probably gold, because take for consideration, if we go to 20 cents and you buy at a penny, you're still up 20,000%. That's incredible. That's insane. Or 2,000%. I'm sorry, not 20,000%, but 2,000%. That's incredible. So I think if you could take advantage of that, you're really going to see some really, really good-looking gains. But like I said, late this week, I believe we're going to have a pullback, and then when the 10Q drops next week, not this coming week, but the week after that, I believe that's when we're going to start to see some really big stuff going on. Of course, I did mention that they do have a Twitter on there. I am not following the Twitter. I've not even going to check, and I've not even looked at it yet. Not a big deal. I really don't think that it's going to have a big impact on the stock whatsoever. For example, another stock that I'm following, which I mentioned before on my page, is Metron. MRNJ is the ticker for that. They have a Twitter, and they have like 70,000 followers, and they're a 0001 stock, and they constantly tweet about how the revenues are up, how they have acquisitions coming in, spin-offs and all that, and they're not going anywhere. They will not go anywhere until we see some solid revenues off a press release. And that's what this is all about. If we get a press release from BMXC versus whatever they say on their tweets, you're obviously going to see a price per share increase off of those press releases. But right now, what I'm saying is, I really don't think we're going anywhere based off of tweets. So just keep in mind that those tweets really don't mean anything. It's about these emails from the company, and like I said, I mentioned last night, I had a guy on Investor Hub come after me, told me I was a fraud, told me I was someone else. He thought I was somebody else, which obviously I'm not. He got a hold of me, he told me I was a fraud, and I told him, look, I am doing the same exact thing you're doing. We're both looking for information that we can decide to make sure this company is worth what it's worth. And I shared with him about the emails, and even pulled Lipster into it and said that we're enticing insider information from the company, and this is not insider information. This is investor relations, and you're just simply getting investor inquiries from the company. So just to keep in mind, these emails are not press releases, and every single time we release one of these emails, the price per share on that Monday always goes up. So if the price per share increases again tomorrow, then we know we obviously have a good solid pattern. And as emails continue to come in through the 2, 3, 4, 5 cent range, I think we're going to continue to increase the price per share as is. And that's just a fact. That's just how it is. There's no pumping it. It's just fucking emails. That's how it is. It's just as simple as that. So keep in mind, this company could pull back down to the lower 60s sometime, maybe even early next week for a pullback. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm not a fucking magician. I can't see into the future. So I think that's what I've got for you guys tonight. Not a whole lot to talk about other than that. I really do think that we're going to have a really good week ahead of us. But I'm really excited for tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow already, but you got to just enjoy those little times. Got to enjoy the time while you have it. But that was my opinions on BMXC. I guess one other thing I could say real quick is I think if this email does play a role tomorrow in what's going on, I think that our volume could probably stack back up to around the 30 million mark. Yesterday or Friday we ended at 32.38. I think next week we should probably float around that range, 30 million to 27 million mark all week next week. Besides maybe Friday. Fridays are slow days, but Friday last week was obviously the highest day in a couple of weeks. So who knows? We'll see. I know we were down 3% on Friday, but I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's going to fix itself. And I don't really have any problems with any of the situations or even where the company's going. So, all right. Well, that's what I've got for you guys. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, I'm super sorry. But that's what I've got for you guys tonight. I hope the best for all of you guys' portfolios tomorrow and throughout next week. But like I said, I'm loading up on more BMXC. I really recommend it to you if you have not done already so as well. But yeah, that's what I've got. It was really nice talking to everybody. I hope you all have a good weekend, the rest of the weekend, and go BMXC. Goodbye.